4-3 win today. Are you happy with that performance?
I reckon, be honest, we're not happy with the performance what we showed tonight. We're definitely happy with 3 points because that's what count. Kimbrough made a job hard for us, which is credit to them. But also we complicated game for us, and let Kimbrough bounce back into the game, we all of us happy with 3 points. So.
You had a number of corners up there and a lot of chances in the final third. Is missing them an issue for you guys?
I don't think so. It would be an issue. It's just the final composure in the box. You got games when you basically hit the target once and you score, like with Devonport last week, and then you got games when you got probably 10-15 shots and you score 2-3. So every game is different. I reckon different, and we just move on.
Was it difficult not having your coach here today to give you the voice from the sideline?
It was just something new what we're not used to, and I think we just need to, especially us, experience and all the players, we need to step up, take the leadership, and encourage the young ones and make sure that we have a good team spirit. So he's been preparing us during the week, getting ready for the game, and like the real game day, up to us experienced players really.
Just on that, have you seen anyone or noticed anyone that has stepped up in his absence?
We, especially us, Jaden Hay, even I was trying to encourage and lead the boys and talk and communicate more than normally, and I think it still needs to be improved. It's still something that we need to work on next 4 or 5 weeks when Gabby will be unavailable. But it was just something different.
Were you disappointed with the goals you conceded?
We're trying to keep a clean sheet every game and focus on defense now. Unfortunately, we couldn't keep the clean sheet, and 3 goals. That's not really what we would like to, but again, credit to all of us when got the 3 points, and that's in the end that's what we all count.
That win sees you level on points, I think, with South Hobart in 3rd spot. Are you still pushing for the title? Do you still believe you can win?
I believe that all of us, we're still in the title race, or we will try our best to actually catch Launceston and teams up front, and it's still plenty rounds to go and a lot of points, so we just really would like to focus on game to game, week to week, and see how we go. It's this year the competition is very competitive, and everyone can kind of beat everyone. So
near yet so far. No.
So near but so far. Absolutely a story of our life this year, but it's okay. As a coach at this position with these lads here, you've got to be very, very proud of what they perform on the park day in, day out, and it is so near but so far. But it's getting nearer.
Is your keeper all right? Do you have to replace him?
Mitchie, yeah, he's fine, ankle. That's okay. We've got Nick O'Connell there again, who's more than competent. We'll monitor Mitch's ankle now, make sure that it doesn't be a reoccurring injury for long term. Nick, sensational again, as we saw in previous games. So great for a young lad, local young lad, to get consistent game time now.
It must be reassuring for you as a coach to be able to replace a keeper like that.
Oh, Walter, it's great because keepers are hard to find and they're not imports, they're local lads, and that's very dear to my heart, is to give more local lads an opportunity. And this time last year we were left with minimal. Over Christmas period we were wondering how we're going to put together a competitive side, considering this time last year we weren't competitive. And we've got some players that come from other clubs that weren't given the opportunity, and I get very proud of them to say, okay, come along, work hard, listen, put into practice, dedicate yourself, you'll get the time, and they are local and they perform at this level, because it is a hard level when you're not used to playing it, to step into this sort of intensity, and it's great for them to compete.
You've been consistently competitive this year. How can you make that next step to be winning and be one of them in the comp?
Well, you had up there, I don't know, there was a penalty that if I was a referee, I probably would have called. But there again, I would say I'd call that because I'm the coach of the team who was on the reciprocant. But that was a 2-goal turnaround if that had been accepted. But I tell you what, from over the last couple of weeks, the refs have had a bag and from all over the place. But I tell you what, and it might be controversial from what I said to last week, but it's really enjoyable to come and see Stratos and his crew out there today are phenomenal. You know, the way he actually manages players in the heat of the moment, the way he manages frustrations, it's a pleasure to have Stratos on the park with us because he's never biased. I'm not saying any other referees are, but he knows really how to manage frustrations of players, and for us to be in a position where we can take that next step, we've got to actually learn as players on the park how to handle referees as well. And it's quite easy to throw the towel in and go up to a referee and remonstrate and demonstrate that it should have been this or it should have been that. But in the end, the referees are right, they've got the whistle, and even our players have got to learn to take a backward step, keep our mouths shut, not be so in the face, and accept that the referees are right. So
I thought the boys particularly played well in that second half and looked to take the game on a little bit more. Was it something that you said?
Yeah, I did.
Yep.
Yeah, I did. I said that, especially for a large core of them, I said if they didn't go out there and perform and take it to them, keys are going over the fence and they're walking home. And I think a lot of them realise it is a chilly night and it's a long way to walk back to Kingston. On the right side of it, I just think that we came down from, we were 2-0 up last week against Zebras and threw it away. Literally threw it away. It was, like I said last week, we just stopped. We tried to install a really different culture this year that takes the club forward. And a lot of that culture is in the back rooms. It's also to do with how we prepare in the rooms pre-game. It's also to do how we prepare ourselves after games, how we get around each other. But most importantly for us is how we actually go out there and perform on the park, because no one wants to come and be attracted to go to a club if they're not competitive or performing. So for us, the culture aspect is really highly important. And also coming out here to perform and be competitive is a massive step for us to be able to make sure that Kingborough's not that wipe away side anymore. It's a side that if you're not on your game, they can enhance. Mind you, we've got some players coming back next week, and that's really exciting. We've got our new import arrived on Thursday, Uruguayan. So that's really exciting to have, and I'm looking forward to seeing him on show next week. So whoever's marking him, they'd want to be on their A game.